Okay, so we're going to have a quick look at an application called JPerf. And JPerf is really a GUI version of another tool called iPerf, which is a really good tool for measuring bandwidth on IP networks. So it supports lots of different various parameters, things like timing, buffers, different protocols like TCP, UDP, IPv4, IPv6, and then we can use the tool to report back on network bandwidth, packet loss, and other parameters like jitter. So we'll go ahead. So we've basically got Ubuntu set up on two different VMs over here. So two separate VMs with Ubuntu. I've preloaded it. The only thing I've preloaded, we've updated it with apt-get update and upgrade. And then the only thing I've installed then is Java runtime environment because it's a Java application. So that's all been pre-installed. So all we'll do is quickly go and check the IP addressing. On each of these. Nope. Okay, and then we'll just do a quick ping test just to make sure we can communicate between the two. Perfect. Okay. So I've already downloaded JPerf onto a USB pen drive, so I'll just map to that pen drive now. And do a quick list. So I can see the jperf.zip is the file that I want to copy. So I'm going to copy that. jperf.zip. I'm just going to copy it to the home folder. Okay, and then I'm going to do cd home and then list. So what I should be able to see is that folder, that file that I've just copied across, so JPerf. So all we're going to go do is go ahead and unzip. So we'll do unzip jperf.zip. Okay, do a quick list, and then we can then see the new folder that's been created, JPerf. So we'll do cd JPerf. And then list, and there we have. So these are the files that we're in. The one that we're interested in is jperf.sh, this script. Okay, so before we can run that, we've actually got to go and change the parameters. So by default, the script won't be able to execute. So we're going to make this an executable file. So we'll just do chmod to change the permissions on jperf.sh. Oh. Perfect. Okay, so that's been done. And all we're going to do now is go and repeat that on the second VM. Okay, so I'm going to repeat that whole process again using the pen drive. So copy the file across to the home directory. So we do cd media user data. Quick list. Okay, so there it is. So do sudo copy jperf.zip to the home directory. cd home. Okay, and then if we do sudo unzip jperf.zip. And then we're just going to change the permissions of that file. Perfect. Okay, so now that I've done that on both of these machines, what I should be able to do is just run that script. And it opens up this application here. So let's open that on both of them. And this is basically the JPerf application that we can use to now test and monitor bandwidth So one end of this, on the first one I'm going to be set up as a client, and on the second a machine I'm going to set this up as a server. So on the server one, all I'm going to do is tell it to be a server, listening on port 5001, and start it listening, so it's ready to go and receive packets. And on the first one, this gets set up as a client. So I put in the IP address of the server, which should be 3.1, and then click go. And then you can see straight away what it starts to do is send data. So it's basically simulating data on the network, and it's giving us statistics on bandwidth utilization. And then from the server side, we can also see any jitter. So in the next video, I'll talk about how you can then change some of these parameters and compare some TCP and UDP streams, and maybe have multiple connections or multiple streams and simulate perhaps media traffic being streamed and multiple people streaming the media at the same time. So we'll have a look at that in the next video.